everybody. It's Thursday night. It's June 11, 2020. Tonight is talking about chapter 4 and 5 of Genesis. We're still going on with the story of the early days and creation, all that. Um, so chapter 4 is about Cain and Abel. Adam and Eve had sex, had Cain, and then had Abel. It says that Cain was a tiller of the soil, otherwise known as a farmer. Well, we know that farming started at a certain, we're going to only trace farming back so far in the Mesopotamia area where all this stuff is happening. And so, again, this is proof that this is a story that people have been talking about and passing down generation to generation, and it kind of got changed a bit until writing started, and then people started writing it down. And so don't get upset with me, but it's not absolutely truth, because there's all sorts of just inconsistencies here that you can spot. Everybody's spotting. No, so it's a story about the beginning, and it's not wrong, it's not right, it's just to let us know that things happened. Well, both Abel and Cain did an offering. Cain brought in some stuff from the fields. Abel brought in some sheep, and God was real impressed with the sheep that Abel brought. Cain got very angry and jealous, and in verse 7, God said to Cain, "If you do well, will you not be accepted?" In other words, he was telling him that he could have done better with his offering. And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door. In other words, you're getting angry, you're getting jealous. And its desire is for you, but you should rule over it. In other words, get your act together. Well, Cain was too angry to listen. Kind of like the riots and stuff that are going on right now is people are too angry. Both sides. So Cain murdered Abel. And then Cain got in trouble. God would not let him farm anymore. He would have difficulties from now on farming. And Cain is like, well, okay, I'm going to travel the earth, but I'm scared to death that somebody's going to kill me. Now it's like, dude, your parents so far had 2 children that we know of. Who are these other people who are going to kill you? Okay. And so the Lord listened to him and said in verse 18, "And the Lord said to him, therefore, whoever kills Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him 7-fold. And the Lord set a mark on Cain, lest anyone finding him should kill him." Now, I've met people from different Christian religions who said that the mark on Cain was the black skin of the blacks. So that's why they should not be allowed to do this and that. It doesn't say that. It says there was a mark on him. It doesn't say what the mark was. So Cain and his wife, it's like, okay, where did his wife come from? Well, Adam and Eve have more than just 2 kids, so. But Cain and his wife left, and they had Enoch. Cain built a city named Enoch after his son. And it's like a city. Where are all the people who lived in this city? So again, this is a story that's been passed down through generations, and it's got a bit muddled up. The time stream's not quite right. But then again, this is taking place in Mesopotamia. This is where these people know. And they didn't know about other parts of the world. People there, whatever. So, then Enoch got married too. And Enoch and his wife had a son. And then chapter 4 goes on about, begot. Enoch's great-great-grandson took 2 wives, Ada and Zillah, and his children. Uh, if you read the verse, they kind of sound like demigods. This is the father of people who dwell in tents. This is the father of the people who play the lutes. This is the father of, that sort of thing. And then Adam and Eve have another son, and they name him Seth. And Seth had a son named Enosh. So it was Enoch was the cousin of Enosh. So, and in verse 26 it says, "Then men began to call on the name of the Lord." So here we go. We've got chapters 1 through 4. All this time, at the end of chapter 4, men began to call on the name of the Lord. So, think about that. Now, the chapter 5, in my New King James Bible, they have little titles to some of the chapters. In chapter 5 is called, eyelash, the family of Adam, but it's actually Noah's family tree. And there's absolutely no mention of Cain. So Adam was 130 when Seth was born. And then he had more sons and daughters. Adam died at 930. Seth was 105 when Enosh was born. There were more sons and daughters. Seth died at 912. Enosh was 90 when Canaan was born. More sons and daughters. Enoch died at 905. Then it goes on Canaan and Mahalalel and Jared and Enoch. We got to another Enoch here. And these guys lived to be 110, 895, 962. Lots of sons and daughters. So now we've got a kind of a mix going on. A little more of a variety in the genetic pool, I hope. Well, Enoch was only 65 when Methuselah was born. Now these other guys were like, okay, Canaan was 70, but there's they had like between 60 and 100 and something when they had their kids. Kind of weird, but Enoch had more sons and daughters, but Enoch didn't die. It just says at the age of 365 the Lord took Enoch. I was like, I took Enoch. There's all sorts of stories about that he ascended into heaven without having to die. And I kind of was sitting there going, you sure he just didn't have enough of the nonsense and walk off? Don't know. And verse 24 of chapter 5 is, "And Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him." So I think, here's a very righteous person. That's what that's trying to say. Well, Methuselah was 187 when Lamech was born. More sons and daughters. He died at 969. Lamech was 182 when Noah was born. We're down to Noah. And in verse 29, "And he called his name Noah, saying, This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because the ground which the Lord has cursed." In other words, after Cain killed Abel, God made it hard to till the ground. And that's true now. You can ask any farmer, they got to use equipment to break up the earth and stuff like that. It's not that easy. Now, this is my question. Is everything, we're talking Noah here, right? If everything was destroyed in the flood, how do we know why Lamech named Noah Noah? Just my question out there. Something to think about. But Lamech died at 777. That's a mystical number, I've been told. So, interesting that. Noah was 500. And he and his wife had sons. Shem, Ham, I think I'm saying the first one wrong, and Japheth. I don't think they were triplets, but those were Noah's sons, and that's the end of the chapter. So we're getting to the flood. The flood. Um, I have not mentioned the tree of life and the tree of good and evil because those are just symbols. And in fact, the tree of life can be found in almost every culture on the face of this earth. And so it's like it's some sort of inbred thing in us. Was there really a tree of life? Is there really a tree of life? I don't know, but there's a lot of people who believe that there is and have believed for a very long time. So that's why I haven't mentioned those. But anyways, I hope I didn't bore you to tears. And if you like these videos, please give them a thumbs up and subscribe. That would help me a lot. And comment if you want. Just none of those stupid weird .online things, okay? I don't know what those are about, but bye.